Hello, 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 my beloved souls. It's Divine Masculine Mondays. I missed you guys. I hope you had an amazing week and weekend. I know it was super jam-packed for me. And energetically speaking, it's just been a lot going on, right? Like Mercury is now in retrograde in the sign of Libra, and that's all about introspection and coming into balance with our own relationship within ourselves, right? The divine masculine and divine feminine energies that lie within us, our shadow and our light self, right? As within, so without, as above, so below. So I'm seeing a lot of people really analyzing, which is reanalyzing, restructuring, resting, reflecting, right? Which is all the energy of Mercury being in retrograde on their relationships, right? And first and foremost, the relationship that you have with yourself, right? Because as we all know, self-love is the best love. So really coming into balance like that, really taking accountability for how you've been showing up in this world, really taking accountability for how you've been showing up in your relationships, and first and foremost, the relationship that you have with yourself, right? So it's been pretty intense. And we have Mercury that just went retrograde in Libra. The same day the 9/9 portal opened, which lasts for 9 days. So we have that going on until about the 18th, right? And then we also had the full moon in Pisces, which is delicious. Luna looks great. I can actually see her out here this morning. Um, and Pisces is a very emotional sign, right? Very intuitive, very deep. Um, they're the last sign of the zodiac, right? So it's almost like they have all of the beautiful elements of all the other signs combined, right? They're the kind of like the most mature sign of the zodiac, whereas Aries is like the newborn, right? Pisces would be like the crone, that energy. So really deep emotional energy coming on. And for those of us that are in the States, we also have the energy from 9/11, which has really been powerful, right? So a lot of that sadness energy is within the collective here in the States. And that's also contributing to some of that heaviness with Pisces, right? So really, really emotions, really emotional time. And it's a beautiful thing, right? Because our emotions are our guidance to what's going on with our soul, right? It's like our little internal GPS. And so cleansing out our bodies and cleansing out our field is really beautiful at this time. Like, don't be afraid to cry. If you need to cry, just cry. Just get it out. If you feel like you just have all these emotions built up in you, release them some way. And I don't mean like by attacking anybody, but if you don't have someone, that a really trusted person that you can talk to, that's just gonna kind of like hold space for you and kind of just give you that energy that you need, then journal it out or take it to your angels, take it to your guides, right? And understand that tears are also prayers too from heaven. So you don't have to feel some kind of way because you're emotional. I don't care if you're showing up as a divine masculine in a female body or a masculine body. Either way, allow yourself to feel at this time, because it's going to be very cleansing for you, very purifying for you, and also allow you to release that heaviness, release that burden, right? And raise yourself to a higher and new level. So, really just doing the best that you can and showing up in this world. So, I'm pulling from the Power Animal deck, as I always do in Divine Masculine Mondays, but the Archangels wanted to come out, as well as the unicorns, which I found to be really interesting. So, like I said, we have a lot going on energetically, right? We got like a triple threat that went on last week. So, just want to see what all of that means for you guys. So, thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me in the Divine Masculine Collective. What do they need to know? What do they need to see to bring them to their highest and greatest good and put them on their highest and greatest timeline? What do they need to know, and what do they need to see? Powerful. I think it's really powerful that we only got one card. Wow. Bottom of the deck, turtle, retreat. Stop trying to make something happen. So again, we are in this retrograde energy, and Mercury is not the only planet in retrograde. We have like 6 or 7 planets in retrograde at this time, right? And retrogrades are always about pausing, reflection, taking a step back, retreating, right? Sometimes we just need to chill out, right? So my beautiful divine masculines, the masculine energy is about what? Doing stuff, taking power, taking control, taking action steps, right? But this isn't about forcing things to happen. This is about intuitively allowing things to happen, right? There's a difference between you just getting up and grinding and pushing forward because you feel like you have to, because you're kind of like, comparing yourself to someone else, or you're listening to other people, or your ego has got you like thinking like, oh well, if you don't do this, you're not going to get this done, and like, and has you kind of in fear mode. No, this is about like taking a step back, taking a moment to rest, reflect, retreat, taking a breath and being like, you know what, an intuitive download and being like, okay, that makes sense, right? Like, or like, let me just move forward, or let me try it this way, right? It's also about just like changing our perspective sometimes, right? If you're doing a thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result, right? The definition of insanity, it's not going to happen. So this is about stopping and looking and being like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to try it differently this time. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm going to try this recipe a little bit differently. Maybe I'm going to take a different route home today, you know, and just see what happens and really being open to that guidance, really being open to those changes, right? It's a beautiful thing, beautiful energy with the turtle. The card that popped out was frog, purification, right? Clear out the clutter. Like I said, like letting those tears flow. Whenever big energetic things go on, the planets or portals opening or gateways and activations, it always rains wherever I'm at in the world, right? And so the other day we had a massive, massive, massive thunderstorm. And I wasn't like, you know, really tapped into what was going on planetarily. I was just kind of like in the groove of things because I was busy being mommy and like doing the homework. But as soon as I saw the rain, I'm like, oh, there's a sign for me. Like I know some big things are being cleared out, which I'm always so grateful for. And then the crying, the tears, you know, like just being open to it. A lot of my clients this week were really emotional, you know, and it was just like me just really holding space for them and being okay with the fact that they are emotional and just being open to it and loving on them, right? And so we're clearing out the clutter not only of our physical space, which is definitely helpful, right? Moving your furniture around, packing up some things, getting rid of the things that are no longer serving you, maybe donating them, right? But also clearing out the clutter of what's going on within our hearts, within our souls, within our energetic field, right? Really just opening yourself up to a new and better way of doing things, opening your spirit up to to have new ideas coming in, right? We can't force ourselves to just keep pushing more and more and more stuff into the closets of our lives, right? And like become like hoarders, right? At some point when you open that door, it's everything's gonna just pour out, right? And fall onto you, right? And so it's like having a storage unit and you're just putting more things and more things and more things and more things inside of it. And then next thing you know, you go to open the closet and everything falls out at once instead of the one thing that you're looking for, right? We want to get rid of stuff. So it's really about clearing out your energetic body, really about cleansing that out. Journaling, right, is big on that, right? You feel some kind of way about something, you're getting triggered by something, not a big deal. Triggers lead us to healing, right? They show us like what's really going on and where people get under our skin and how we may need to shift our perspective in order to really deal with these things, right? So you really just want to allow that to cleanse out. And again, if you feel emotional, you feel guided to cry, don't be ashamed to do that, right? It doesn't make you weak or less than of a person because you're cleansing your energetic field out, because you're allowing your emotions to show. It takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable, right? It takes a lot of strength to be humble. It takes a lot of strength to ask for help, right? So don't dismiss that, right? I know I was in my divine masculine energy solely for so many years. Trust me, like I know what it means to like not ask for help or not want to put it out there or to just feel really frustrated and isolated or even feel ashamed sometimes, right? Because you deal with stuff for so long or you kind of feel like you're blaming yourself for all of these actions, and then you get to the point of forgiveness and having to learn to forgive yourself for how you've shown up in the world or for the relationships that you've allowed in your life or for staying too long or for not leaving soon enough, and then you don't want to say anything to anybody else because you feel like a fool. You know what I mean? Like it's like the people that are in abusive relationships, right? They don't want to say anything to anybody else because they feel like people are going to judge them or blame them for what's going on or why didn't you leave sooner? But it's not always the case. We don't always have the strength to leave sooner, right? You don't always have the confidence. You don't want to be made to feel stupid because you made a mistake in loving, you know, the wrong person or becoming addicted to something that you didn't even see coming into your life, right? So it's really about an energy of forgiveness and cleansing all of that out at this time and not doing it from a space of judgment or criticism, but doing it from a space of love, right? Having an awareness of what's going on in your life, having an awareness of your anger, having an awareness of your frustration, having an awareness of your weaknesses, having an awareness of where you need to be a little bit more vulnerable, having an awareness of where you need to set some boundaries, right? Those are very empowering tools to have. All right, those are very empowering tools to have. So during this time, where you're resting, you're reflecting, you're taking a moment back, right? Just be aware that all of that stuff is happening to bring an awareness to your life so that you can take your power back, so that you can keep your energy to yourself, so you're not letting it get siphoned out, right? By these little energetic vampires and and narcissists and whatever else are around you, right? Beautiful. Let's start with the unicorn. Sorry, I was trying to see which way we should go first. Let's start with the unicorns. So thank you, angels. Thank you, unicorns, for being here with me in the Divine Masculine Collective. What do they need to know, and what do they need to see at this time? What do they need to know, and what do they need to see? Beautiful. Wow. Bottom of the deck, ascension lift, right? We're ascending at this time, and you can't go that high with all that weight holding you down, right? It's like a hot air balloon. When they want the balloon to raise, they start taking out the sandbags, right? So that the balloon can start rising and rising higher and higher. And this is you guys, right? Clearing out the clutter, clearing out that energetic clutter, that emotional clutter that's holding you back, that's got you weighed down, right? We're using this retrograde to really release everything. And that's the energy of the full moon, too, right? It's to release, it's to let go, it's to just let it leave it all in the past, right? The past is in the past. It cannot hurt you anymore. You take the lessons with you so that you can be on your highest and greatest good and get on your highest and greatest timeline so that you can be the best version of yourself possible, but not so that you can keep feeling guilty, right? The pain will not be there anymore. So you don't have to take the memories of those pains with you anymore. Take the lessons with you, and it's time to move forward. Time to move forward, and we're all doing it. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities, right? Be ready at a moment to go. It's like you ever see flight attendants or even other people that are like that travel a lot, right? They have like a go bag, right? Like they got their toiletries, they got their underwear, they got a couple outfits. They're just any moment they're ready to just pick up and go. And when they pick up and go, they're not taking the whole house with them. They're not taking their whole car with them. They have their go bag, right? That little carry-on bag that just takes them where they need to go. That's you guys right now, right? You got your lessons, you got your power, you got your energy, you got your team of light in your little go bag. Everything else is just things. You can leave it all behind. Access your gifts. Explore your treasure chest. Accept who you truly are. Access your gifts. Your little go bag, right? Your little toolbox, toolkit, suitcase of all the beauty that lies within you. Our memories are stored within our DNA, and they come with us from all the lifetimes, right? So it's time to start tapping into those inner energies, tapping into what may be dormant within you so that you can get to a higher and greater level, right? You are beautiful beings of light. We're all spiritual beings, right? We're in these meat suits temporarily, but that's it. We're in it temporarily, but our souls are eternal. So the gifts that you come in with us in this lifetime is because you've had them over the years and you've earned this spot, right? You've literally done this lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. It's like things that come second nature to you that are just innate to you. You know, for some of us that's cooking or dancing or writing or drawing, right? Whatever that is, it's just like it's just a part of who you are. You don't even think about it, right? That's one of your gifts. And it's time to tap into that and to enjoy that and to explore that and to let it take you forward and allow you to express yourself at a higher and greater level. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And those treasures lie within you because they are you. All right, the gifts that you've earned that you decided to incarnate with for this lifetime. Don't walk away from that, right? You're meant to do more than just work yourself into an early grave and to be miserable and to just allow yourself to be, you know, an extra in somebody else's play, right? This is about you taking control of your life and you being the playwright, right? You being the CEO of your company, you being the author of your own story, right? You're the captain of your ship. So where are you headed? Okay, Archangels, they got some messages for you, divine masculines. Love that. Perfect. Bottom of the deck, Archangel Rokiel. Enter higher planetary service. Be a blazing light. This is so beautiful, divine masculines. Like you guys are really activating and growing and expanding at a soul level. You're going back and going within and having to retreat right now so you can really tap in, like really tap into these energies. Like you're awakening, you know. Some of you are coming out of the dark night of the soul, right? And you're seeing yourself in a whole new light, and that can be both, you know, awe-inspiring and frightening at the same time because it's almost like, hey friends, um it's almost like, who am I, you know, like who am I, like all of a sudden, wow, we got a lot of birds all of a sudden coming by. Sorry. Just all of a sudden it was like they're all coming by. So you're awakening and understanding yourself at a more soul level, right? Your dreams mean something. The signs and synchronicities mean something. These intuitive like urges that you're getting, they all mean something, right? Because they're a part of you and the greater part of you just really expanding. So it's time for you to just step forward, right? To do more, to be of service to others in a whole new way. And a lot of that comes from your own spiritual gifts, right? Those talents, those things that are just second nature to you, that are just coming to you, right? They're helping you to just serve and to be more, right? When we have things going on within us and we're feeling kind of dejected and alone and frustrated, right? The advice is always like, hey, go help somebody else, go be of service to somebody else, go focus your energies to somebody else, right? Because giving feels so much better than receiving does. It really is like so selfish because you feel so good when you give to somebody and you help somebody and you're being like charitable and loving. Um, so you just want to put that energy out there, right? Like maybe you're frustrated right now. Maybe your mind is a little overwhelmed, right? You can't think straight. It's like, cool, think about something else. You ever like sit down and try to work on something and like you can't get your thoughts together and you just get stuck at this moment. It's like, oh, all right, let me take a break. And so when we take a break, right, we retreat from it. We get up and we're like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go grab a coffee, or maybe I'm gonna go grab a shower. And then as you're doing something else and you shifted your energy away from that and it's no longer frustrated and convoluted, it's like these epiphanies go off. Right? How many times have you been like in a shower and all of a sudden it's like ding 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 ding, like the bells go off, right? I get so frustrated sometimes in the shower because I'm like, my hands are wet. It's not like I can write this down, or I want to be touching my phone trying to do a voice recording, you know? So it's that kind of energy. Really that kind of energy, just like focusing on something else for a moment, right? Focusing on the greater good, focusing on the collective, focusing on the whole. Or what is your passion and does it help the collective, right? Are you trying to create something or do something out in this world to help kind of change the world, right? Change the world for your gender, your culture, your neighborhood, or your spiritual group, whatever that might mean to you, right? And just knowing like, you know what, I want to put this energy out here, I'm going to plant the seed, and knowing your soul family is going to come in for you, right? Your soul tribe, like the people that you need, the help that you need, the knowledge and the wisdom that you need is all being activated within you. But it starts by you showing up. It starts by you showing up and shining that beautiful light, right? Shining the light so others know, hey, there's a light over there, like somebody's home. Like being lost in the dark in the forest, and all of a sudden you just see like a little cabin out of nowhere and there's a light on, and it's like you went from being lost and scared and afraid in the dark to having this hope, right? Because you're like, oh my God, somebody's home, there's help there, right? That's you. You're the help. You're the guiding light. You're the symbol of hope to a lot of other people, and you may not be aware of that, but it's time that you are. It's time that you are. Archangel Azrael, it is time to let go, prepare for change. See a theme here about letting stuff go and taking a minute, right? It's time to let it go. Leave the past exactly where it is, in the past. Move on, right? Move on for you, move on for others. It's time to let it go. This is the energy also of grief, right? Archangel Azrael helps us when we're grieving and others have crossed over to the other side of the veil, right? To help not only the people that are crossing over to the other side of the veil, but also help the grieving and the suffering of those that have been left behind. But grieving is not always just about the people that we lost. Although I'm recording this today on my best friend Attila's birthday. Happy birthday, Heaven Attila, who died right when I was having my son. So that was almost 11 years ago, from a drug overdose, right? One of the hardest things I had to deal with, right? I was so mad at him. I was so mad at him because he manifested his death through talking. He kept being like, I'm gonna die at this age, I'm gonna die at this age, I'm gonna die at this age because this person died and this person died. He kept, and I'm like, stop saying that, stop saying that, stop saying that. And he created his reality, right? So there's a lot of power in our words, good, bad, or indifferent. Be mindful of the things that you're putting out. But the energy of grief is not only about the people that we've lost, but also the parts of ourselves that we're losing, right? Sometimes it can be really scary to let go of a part of yourself that you've always been, right? Because you resonate with that self, right? You resonate with who you are. And so anything outside of that can be a little frightening. It's almost like, well, who am I without this trauma? Who am I without this storyline of me being a victim, or me being disempowered, or me being broke? Like some of us are just scared, right? It can be frightening when you don't even recognize yourself. But like I said, there's also the other side of that where it's like really awe inspiring because it's like, you know what? I can be great. I can be successful. I can be healthy. I can be whole. I can be loved. I can be valued. I can be seen. I can be respected. I can, make this thing happen. And I may not be able to do it all by myself, but I know, like, I know that this makes sense. And I'm not going to give up just because it's a little scary right now. I'm not going to give up just because one door closed, right? I'm not going to give up just because this part didn't work. I'm just going to figure it out. I need to take a step back. I need to look at things a little differently. I need to switch my perspective. Maybe I need to ask for help. Maybe I need to take a class. Maybe I need to take a course. Maybe I need to read a different book, right? You ask the Most High for wisdom and it will be granted unto you. God gives everybody wisdom without fail, without exception. All we have to do is ask. It's the same thing with grace, and our blessings. It's literally about you asking. So in the midst of all of this, as you're crying, as you're healing, as you're purifying, ask for the things you want. God, help me to heal my heart because I'm so heartbroken right now. I can't move on. And I know there's a love available for me, but I'm struggling to get to it because I'm having a hard time loving myself, right? Or I don't know if I deserve it, or I'm not sure if I do this again, if it's even going to be real, right? God, heal my relationship with money because I feel like I can't, it's slipping through my fingers and I feel like I'm always capping off at a certain place or, I'm just not responsible enough. Help me become a savvy money manager. Help me to see the flow of it so that I'm not scared of spending and I'm not scared of receiving. I'm not scared of how it works. I know that everything always works itself out. Like reveal to me, remind me of these things. Remind me of all the times in my life where I was so scared, I'm so dejected, I didn't know it was gonna work out and then it just worked itself out. Right? Come, Holy Spirit, come. Show me the blind spots in my life. Right? So that I can let this part of me go because I know it's no longer serving me. I thank you. I'm so grateful for the lessons. I'm so grateful for this time. But now I release you with love and grace. And I don't want that energy in my life anymore. I don't want to feel scared. I don't want to feel alone. I don't want to feel doubtful. I don't want to feel unloved. It's time for me to let that part of myself go so I can be everything that I know I can be, so that I can have the dreams that I know that I can have, so it can be more than just a dream on paper, but it can actually be my life. So call upon Archangel Azrael to really help support you in all of that, to really let it go. Let it go so that you can raise so much higher. Let it go so you can shine so much brighter, right? We're peeling off the layers of our ego and our fear and our mind so that we can just be the whole, loving, heart-filled, soul-filled person we were created to be. When we create that wealth and we can create that dynamic relationship and we can have all the things that we dreamed of, right? And whatever that means for you, because everyone here is on a different soul path and has different goals and dreams. Not everybody wants a house. Some people just want a condo. Some people just want to move to a freaking villa or a beach shack, right? Like the things that are in your heart's desires will be granted unto you, but you got to put it out there, right? For the highest and greatest good. As long as you're not harming anyone, it's all good. And then Archangel Yalil. I might be saying this wrong. I probably am. Be interdependent. Expand your horizons. Be interdependent. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Working with your higher self, working with your team of light, working with your galactic ancestors, working with your earth ancestors, right? Like literally just like tapping in to all the information, knowledge, and wisdom that's available to you, whether it's from this lifetime or others. I mean, this is the energy of working with like the Sirius star system and the Atlantis and ancient Egypt, like all of these energies coming in to really, really support you at this time and broadening your mind. My beautiful divine masculines, there is so much happening within and around you to really help activate you as a soul and as a spirit and as a higher level being. It's time to step into it, right? No, you're not crazy because you're seeing all these signs and synchronicities everywhere. No, you're not crazy because you have a deep understanding of something that's just innate to you, right? No, you're not crazy for wanting to be happy and to be joyful and to live your best life, right? This is who we are as children of the divine, right? So it's time to open up your hearts. It's time to open up your minds. It's time to take a step back and to just look at things and just reevaluate your life, right? And literally just go through every area of your life and just figure it out. Like, how am I showing up in intimate relationships? Like, are my intimate relationships on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being freaking awful and 10 being amazing. What's the scale, right? What's my relationship like with money? What's my relationship like with my family? What's my relationship like with my friends? What's my relationship like with myself? What's my relationship like with my health? What's my relationship like with my business or my career? Like, start taking stock of those things. And again, this is not, we're taking stock so that we can sit here in judgment and condemnation and criticism. No, we're taking stock so we can have an awareness of it, right? So that we can be responsible, so that we can start making these shifts and these guidances, right? That's what all of this is about. This is about you being aware and doing something about it, right? That's why people hire people like me as coaches, right? Because we're here to hold you accountable. That's what we do. We hold you accountable. We ask really expansive questions of you, and then we hold you accountable to the things. Like, if these are the things that you want, cool. What are you doing to get it? What are you doing to get it? That is the purpose of all of this, right? That is the purpose of this conversation, to have you shift from a lower vibrational state where maybe you're not showing up in the world as your most dynamic, spiritually gifted, amazing self, into the point where you are right now, right? And to help get you there, to put you on your highest and greatest timeline, to serve your greatest good, so that you can live your life happily ever after, to know that you can be, do, and have any and everything that you want. That is the purpose. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. That's why you're here. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And I'm here for it. Always reach out to me at theenlighteneddaughter.com if you want coaching, if you want a personal reading. I go live on Instagram on Thursdays now at 12 noon Eastern time. So again, under the Enlightened Daughter, like, come spend time with me. Like, let me love on you. Let me caress you. Let me pour life into you. Let's share our light together, and let's help take you to the next and greatest part of yourself. Let's help get you to your highest and greatest timeline. Let's help get you to your happily ever after, because you absolutely deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. And I shall see you later.